Well, hello everyone. It's John Ross here, and I'm joined by Kelly Gutzwiller from Versailles IGA. Kelly, welcome to this quick interview.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, this is really fun because we get to talk about you and we get to talk about your store and all the cool things that you did. You are one of our IGA Retailers of the Year. It is our highest award, and we're super proud of you. And it was so fun visiting you in the store and seeing your team, seeing Darren, and all that. So this is really, we're just going to ask some questions here. Why don't you start by telling us like how you got started in grocery, like how that began, a little bit about the market that you serve.
Okay. So the IGA that we currently have was started by my dad, my mom, and my brother. And they started doing that 12 years ago. And I did not join it until the past 4 years. So it just so happened that, they started a nice business. And unfortunately, during COVID, my dad passed away and my brother was running the business. And kind of it wasn't the same without my dad. So um, at that time, I was also in a corporate world, loving my job, but some changes were happening that I wasn't happy with. So I stepped in at the last hour of my brother getting ready to sell the business and said, let's give it a try. And so that's how I got into the business. It was something, honestly, that my husband and I had just knew I needed a change. He saw my brother was just heartbroken without my dad. And it was prayer. It was, for us, it was a God thing. So I stepped in the business not knowing a whole lot other than dinner talks around the table and helping out when I can. And quickly got a passion for it, not just for the business, but for the town. So I grew up there. I lived 30 minutes away, but just coming back and being close to my family just allowed me to really connect with the community and be around family again. And I love taking on new challenges. So it's just been a blessing for us to kind of jump into this.
Well, it's such a fun story and a cool story. It starts out a tragedy and ends with you keeping the store in the business. And I know that your father would be very proud to, and keeping it in the family would be very proud that you've done this. And I'm sure a lot of your family are very proud that you did this. Some of them might have asked you, "Are you really sure you want to do this?" But I think it's really, and having seen the store and met the team and see how you interact with them, it's really clear that the fun part of retail, the exciting part, you guys are just taking and running with it. It was fun talking to your customers who love what you're doing there. And, they see me in your aisle and they come walking up and go, "Let me tell you how great the store is," and that's always really fun too. So, what you did was take a huge risk. Right? You,
Yes.
you you walked into a business that you knew but you'd never actually run and said, "I want to come run the entrepreneur." Talk to me about the courage to do that and the kind of decision process that you and your family went through.
Well, to be honest, we were sitting at a family function, and while my brother was basically a day away to selling to someone else, um, it was literally, we did not look at books. We did not, I didn't know how the business was performing. It was a step of faith. Um, I kind of told my husband, this is what I want to do. I said, I want to try it. And he kind of heard, I want to work it. When I talked to the family, I said, I want to buy it. So it worked out. My husband has supported me the entire way. And to be honest, we didn't discuss anything other than what he was going to sell it at. I jumped in, was able to take half of it. So I'm still in partnership with my brother and my mom. So they were more silent partners. My brother comes in when I need repairs and fixes or advice. My mom is my sounding board almost every day. I talk to her about what's going on, and they're great support. But for the day-to-day business, they leave it up to me. So it's been an absolute great relationship. But making that step was easy, just knowing they're there beside me and um, that it was a total leap of faith.
I visit so many stores a year, And you walk into a store and you can often just tell the culture almost immediately about what's going on. And there's so many adjectives that went through my mind when I was walking the store with you, or meeting the team members. One of the adjectives that came to mind is really caring for the community. I mean, everywhere, all throughout your store, there's just obvious that you're taking the extra mile to make sure something's great. It's all the stuff you do. What are the product departments, or what are the areas of the store where you're the most proud?
Oh, wow. I'm proud of them all. So um, I love that we still cut meat in our, we have fresh cut meat. We're one of the few groceries in the area that do that. So we have a lot of people that come from a long way. But really, they're right there with our deli, our grocery. Um, we do a fantastic lunch. We keep it very reasonably priced. I do a lunch special every day, just for locals. People will come in at 9 o'clock and get chicken for the day for their lunches later. So we started early. But honestly, we like being that specialty store. We have a lot of customers that come to us and say one of the things top of mind is mill knot. People can't get mill knot anymore in stores. So we make sure we have all those little specialty products that they have that brings them back. And we really try to focus on that, on what their need is.
Well, a big chain store optimizes around having the a cookie cutter approach, right? It's very efficient to run the exact same store in every single market that they go in. The competitive advantage for an independent is the ability to customize to that local market. So whether it's what's available in the bakery or the specialty brands that you invest in, you'll take a risk with. Each time you do it, though, every time you're adding another local item, that's a DSD item often, that's another order, that's another vendor to keep track of, and it increases the complexity of the business. It'd be a lot easier just to run a cookie cutter store, but you take the extra mile to go forward in order to make your customers feel like they're part of your family.
Absolutely. Yes. We love to get our local product in and support many other businesses. We even have a local produce auction that runs down the road that we're able to bring in local produce during the summer. So we try to support local, even businesses close to us, and complement each other instead of compete so much. So no, I think that's an important part for the community to just have that relationship and bring those products in that show we're committed to our community.
So if there was another entrepreneur out there, a son or a daughter or a grandson or a granddaughter that were thinking about taking over their family store, or an entrepreneur that was looking at it saying, hey, I'd like to get in the grocery business, what's the biggest piece of advice you'd give them?
Oh, have a good team. If I didn't have a good team, I couldn't do it. So I've got great support. You can't skimp on help, and you got to take care of them. So that would be my biggest thing, and be ready to take some risk. So you can't be scared of risk, of trying new things, and get out of that cookie cutter approach. Just try the new stuff and see what works, and know you're going to fail and get up and try again.
Well, that's obvious as you walk through your store. I knew you were going to answer that way. I knew that you were going to say it's about the team members, because I watched how you talk with them. I watched how they talk about you. And you can imagine some of the more experienced people being a little skeptical of, here's, a kid who never actually ran the business now going to come in and own the business. And yet the level of affection that they have for you and the confidence that they have that the business is going to do well, it's just really, really shows. And it shows in the way that they work in the service departments with the shopper as well. If you imagine now your store, like if I came and visited a couple of years from now, what kind of new risks or new areas do you imagine you take in the store?
So currently I really want to get that curbside pickup and potentially maybe deliveries going someday, but Curbside right now, that is an absolute, in our deli, we want to get online with our deli, and we have pizza and hoagies and things available. So just getting that set up would be a huge thing for us. We're also looking at bringing in a filtered water system to do bottled water. Um, so we're open. So I love that we're approached all the time with new ideas and products. So we're usually open to hear what people have to say, and look to bring those specialty things in. So it's just continued growth um, in those markets.
Well, I think it wouldn't surprise me to see all those and many more. The willingness to take a risk. It's not just in the owner, right? It's in your associates and the willing to try something new on an end cap, to try something in a different display, or let's put some cut fruit out in a way that we didn't before, and the rest of it. And that culture only comes if there's a culture that take a risk and try it, and if it doesn't work, we'll get out of it. But you're not punishing people for taking risks, and it's just a really great testament to your leadership and the culture that you've created in the store. And it's really impressive. Last question is about the community. So you're back in a small town and you're engaged with the community. You're more visible in that community than you probably imagined you would be. Everybody knows their local grocer owner. Talk to me about how you cooperate with the community and what you do in order to make sure that it's thriving.
Um, so for our community, we try to support any local thing going on. Of course, being the only grocery store and in a small town, we get hit up on lots of stuff. So we do um, we do make sure there's certain things we always support. So first and foremost, we always support all our services. Our fire department, our um, artillery, our legions, anything like that. Those go and go to our top of our list to make sure we're supporting that. But we also, just do things. We allow the school to come in and do car washes and do things that help support all their fundraising events, on top of doing many donations and different things. Um,
Yeah, I think I asked you while I was there, who do you say no to? And yeah, every time the entrepreneurs pause, you realize you really don't say no to many people. You find a way to help the community if you can, and you're certainly demonstrating that every day in your store. Well, we couldn't be more proud to have you as a retailer of the year for IGA. It's really exciting. It's an honor well deserved. And I look forward to seeing you on stage in Atlanta for our 100-year celebration so that we can share dinner and hand you a plaque and show some videos of your store to the audience so everyone gets to see the cool operation that you're running. So thank you so much, Kelly.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for this honor. I mean, it was definitely a surprise, and we are very humbled by it and very appreciative. Thank you.